Now hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, let's talk a little bit about the A380 Plus, and most importantly, let's fly it around a little bit and compare it to the normal A380 that we have right in front of us. Yes, this is the A380-800 in the cargo, in the F variant, which by the way doesn't exist in real life, just like the A380 Plus. Yeah, I don't know. This is the UPS version, the cargo version. But yeah, I made a video about the cargo A380 earlier on. Today's video is obviously about the Plus variant of this plane. So let's spawn into that one. This might not be a very suitable place here in the mountains, but whatever. Now, we all know the A380, it's been around for a few years. It came out in 2005 or so and entered service in 2007. Now, ever since then, it hasn't really been very successful, which is kind of sad. Yeah, no one really wants this plane. Why is quite obvious. This is not a very, economical plane. It's not very efficient. It's basically too fat, right? You don't really need that huge of a capacity. It's actually more efficient to operate more of a small plane, like the 787 or the A350. These are a lot more efficient and a lot more profitable than the A380, which is pretty much the only reason it's failing or has failed. Now, this is not the normal A380, this is actually the A380 Plus, which Airbus came up with in June 2017. Actually, that was at the Paris Air Show. They basically proposed this version of the A380, which is an enhanced version of it. Now, this one is actually a little bit more profitable. It has 13% lower costs per seat, because they did some very smart things around here. Now let's take a look into the airplane itself, right? The cockpit here in the model, in the A380 Plus model, doesn't really look very different, because it isn't. They did do some minor changes to the FMS, to the in-flight management system, and they also used some other fuel pumps in the plane to make it a little bit lighter. But that's literally it for the cockpit. Obviously, the normal A380 cockpit is very modern for these days. It's still very up to date to fly this plane, definitely. So yeah, a change in the cockpit is not even required, obviously. Now, actually, the most significant change, I would say, is actually how the seating works. Yeah, actually, Airbus found quite a lot of ways to make better use of the cabin space that they have in the plane. Yeah, they did some magic here. It's not that interesting, actually. That translates this plane to have 80 more seats than the A380. But yeah, that's probably the biggest change of the A380 Plus. Now let's actually try taking this plane off. Again, this is probably not a very suitable place for an A380, is it? Let's just say. Alright, there we go. Oof. Alright, that was obviously a crash. Let's try some other airport that actually works, right? Alright, welcome to a more suitable place, I guess, right? This is Palma de Mallorca Airport. Yeah, the location is probably not that interesting. What's interesting is obviously the plane. Let's take this one off again. Let's try to do this properly now. We're gaining some speed, looking good actually. 130 knots, 140 knots. I think it's time to rotate now. And there we go. The plane has actually gone off the ground, which is fortunate. Yeah, the plane flies just like an A380. What can you say, right? Something that is actually different from the outside, which if the A380 Plus ever came out, would be a very big help to tell the normal A380 from the A380 Plus apart. That's the winglets. Yeah, we have some very newly shaped wings here on this aircraft. Yeah, these winglets are called split scimitar of winglets, and they make the plane more efficient by 4%, talking about fuel efficiency, which is obviously very good. This plane is not very fuel efficient, especially with its 4 engines. That's basically the reason this plane failed. No, that's kind of it, actually. The A380 Plus, it's really just a plus version of the normal A380. It isn't that different after all. It's still a plane, it still flies just like a plane. Something that's actually good for the customers as well is that the aircraft maintenance intervals would be longer, meaning that the plane would actually spend more time up in the air rather than in the hangar being maintenanced, which is actually pretty good. But yeah, that's it. There's some other minor changes, like a change to the maximum takeoff weight. It's been increased by incredible 3 tons. Let's actually test that out. Yeah, let's get her loaded up now. Okay, so we were starting with a little bit of a low weight. Let's actually gain some weight here. Now, Google says that the new A380 Plus would have a maximum takeoff weight of 578 tons, which is amazing. Now, here in X-Plane, that would actually be beyond the limits, but we don't care, because Google is always right. I mean, this should not be a problem. A little bit of red doesn't hurt that much. The plane should be able to take off just fine. Oh, by the way, did I forget to say this? This plane would have had new in-flight entertainment for the passengers, which is actually a good thing. I have flown on the A380 before, and especially in economy class, the in-flight system can seem a little outdated, so that is definitely a good thing. Or that would have been a good thing if it was ever to become reality, right? Because most obviously, the A380 Plus is never going to happen. Oh my god, the takeoff, please. Jesus Christ. We literally used the whole runway. That is risky business. Yeah, again, the A380 Plus, it's never going to happen, because obviously the A380 and the normal version didn't work out, so the A380 Plus wouldn't work out either. I mean, this is not an entirely different plane. This is just like a few % more fuel efficient, and that doesn't really change the whole story. Now, we haven't really landed the A380 here in this video yet, so let's do that. Let's just turn around the plane and get it landed down on the runway. Looking very good. I like to land the A380 actually. It's quite a nice landable plane, isn't it? Alright, never mind. That landing sucked. So yeah guys, that's it with this little video. What do you guys think about the A380 Plus? Do you think it should become a thing? I personally don't think so. I mean, you know, I don't think anyone is gonna buy this, honestly. But so yeah guys, thank you for watching today's video. And I'll see you tomorrow. As always, good night.